Bacha kwaba enwi awabaso me check you careful pa bacha me check mu nyina me gidi so bia hoye me gidi se twedi ampona na ntumi nti mo hoye na wesoso me hoye pa ye do twedi ampona na no masse na no pay motimi nka enye ne bone kwan so asundwe mu a Nemo asasi din komo se Asante mine ene Akan mine. Na me chacha me nua no nya oba ya Asante a me chia papa. Me gidi se otwedi ampo na ho de nti ho ye. Me chia me nua no mo amabaso nyina ya mo soso mo chia me chia mo. Na anopa de me baya Wodemaya se Wodemaya so ahwan. Thank you brother. Onti na me baye na me se efiri mre kakra bi ne mre santene kakra akọ no animu ni enipa bebre timi eye research ahodo etimi de kototo internet so efa Asante ho no mo twatoro titiriwu ne wo no ana no ye otesa ahodo ma anase wo no ye sympathizers e ma bronchen pem idea ya hwedin because ya hwedin kura na yanini ho eti sa de ma no timi koso ti se enra genua be mabi na me wo sabato a program so enua be mabi na obusa me dua ya kwantasem na mamra ne amane mu no ane abakosem kire mu no na nanom a ono mo chichi dua yaw nkwanta eje yaw ena okotena dua bi ase ewo nkwanta na bi so na obawu se yenuanom bronfo ebinom aye research achochon sembasa se woye broman so heneba. You see, these are some of the things we need to be very, very complete and tackle one after another. And somebody near be say near true be say because at the internet in a sono. Obia betimi akọ hwehu. Ebasa obaya na dwe se eye no kore titu ne nanchirima. Okohu ade o internet so fi se internet de ne ye no kore. Asi hu nipa wote wona wo kasam na kire no no. Obeye day obeka ebini asam e kosisi ai entro ene nton say there is a big problem. I was animal because yankrophobia from who scholars. You a lot of fabricating, twisting, a whole lot. I got to internet so. Kase entono ene ye papadia abusia eye mame side, which is not true. Abusia de gina ma ne mienu nyina enton abusia wo ho ana ntro abusia wo ho eso ne wo kache obi no kache sentesa because wakọ reading no internet so wakọ reading no internet so entibi bia wo ka bia onye woni so eye den na be kache mse enton eye papa side ana abusia eye mame side no ni mienu nyina abusia soso eti ye wo enton abusia ene ye wo ntro abusia so etinya mame de na ye abusia na papa de na ye nton sa research ne google go online no e was mpanimfo ye very careful no no sori ye hu bibi because e ya tro ensem a enka ye nsem ho ensem a enya no kore ana omode google ho eti e be sempanyin se omo ni be kosa na ma no ho e de amaye na anopa so se ye wura tena ase na wotwi mu efa aboantem ensa asesem a ekoso na ye wura mpacho me bom mu ase me de mawo pacho me tia papa opoku mi hu wache na se na ye wura aka no pepepe no ewose mu a mototon sase ana maton sase na mo sisi mu dan na binu mu gusu onu si wo aboantem ene aboantem hene recommendation ye wura de ama wo no de ama onu nsase ahodo ni nyina no hwe na mu ni so pepepe na ankofa utu amfa amero na na boantam hene asem na yewura kan monya ne sa pepepe enye sa wonim se yewura de ne pepepe yo ne nukredi ebewie wutuo yewura mpese wo de langard be kɔ na sase bia so itina na boantam hene krofo ne bo kɔ odu se wo de langard ba ho wuyi wa no se enye langard fo entina na ene de na obuo kwa so ye beserew emfa langard nko yewura sase so ebewie wutuo ebi oso yewura se ema obia nkonko ye obia he ye wasase ne so nana mesrew wona na tie ema obia nko ye obia he wasase ne so yewura recommendation no enya sa yewura ne pepepe yo ne kuredi nti obetu moso amatoto nsase wa bontem na mode mu masem nkodu nyina kodom yewura ewo na mo ne bontem hene wo tutia mo se wo babedi ade no ofra mo se mo fa mo nkrata mfa mra ama mu bebre no a de wono mo nkrata nipa bese empema hasa ne achire de wono mo nkrata de koi ma bontem hene se wo hwe nkrata ani mu ama mu nyina mo de ewe peye wo de ama mo na kasa ne nchire mu no ekire se abontem hene wo do nkrata ne ko se wo hwe mu a na woje 900 which is 9 million and what they equal 12 and what they about 15 million. So what they should monkrata kekenim. Na no abantam hini chire mu say what they town planners for and the surveyors and what do one way adwuma. Eya no kure town planners in the surveyors no on register. Inti nya abantam hini ne befa saka we mu nyina to no ho so. Ti na so wo je mo sika na odije se de be odi betimi di anchecheye amakro no mu so atie na aye krabehwe na emom yewura sem wa wakan de obi biele ni wa yewura odware wi na esuasa o se wo a wato sase wa bontem enye so adwuma biala o hene so emfa obi biala langard de yewura ni chi na sase so umpese obi tu wa bontem ne emfa bi ntra yewura sase so ebia so bontem ne yewura se hwe na wa anya obi ayeka kopem se modern krata yewura wakano sabu nyina mo mfa san krata no wonu mo maton sase ne mfa mera wo bontem hene de wo ho nso so fabra na yewura ate committee atena so na onu ma hwehwe ensan mu nyina na sam ne wie peye ne yewura na nya no kura pepepe ye ne pefe wasem ne mu a onu ala eti daya eti pa so daya pa ai eti pa so daya pa onu anim sane ode na sam ebema moa mote ne nsase so na mudi ne hene ewo ne nsase so ewa Asante kingdom ni mu eno enkokyere ho na me de me ha ne se muntie de ewura ka no na mo anye bregu yo ayame se enra me wo hon mo na eja me ko YouTube so na me posti mi video e bit to ho ti me ko he se upload ya ti ma me ko he na me ko ye na chi no ana me ko hunu video bi me je so anya ado gentlemen me je so anya ado na me ko hunu video bi se etwagu a abrantie bi e fe no Wodemaya Wodemaya nipa bi a me se o patronize no project Africa ebibiman yenwuma pa ne niema pia o ye nti ye hwe bibiman kura hodo bebre so a Wodemaya no wakọ bebre so a project o munwuma pa won mo ye chese ya sempa na me se ye bu ye ni egu abrantere niema bebre so abrantere ne ko baby a wotimi ekeka kansem bi titiw ne Asante ma ne ho menti ye kura nya miensa ni ebra bi okọ Sulinam okansemi ho na me manfa anya sem ana ebra bi so wakọ ekuro bi so saa okoka asemi saa fa Asante ma ne ho ena wakọ Jamaica ena wasa koka asem bi ato ho o Jamaica na wawunim se na no yenya mo a enam nkoato ene nkoaye ba wiase nti na onum kode di biaye ahodo onum nyina pese onum ba fie na bebre na la ba fie na bebre na so ye bibi e fe no ancestry DNA na de ye no kira ba bi kura wo firi ene abusu a wo firi mo nti bebre na hunu se o mo ya Asantefo ena bebre na so sutimi hu se ye Nigerians eya ha eti to bi etimi break it down kira wo se oya Akan group. Akan group etimi kyerɛw sɛ obusuafo wɔ ebia southern part na kyerɛw na wakotresi obusia. Ti ancestral DNA no saa na ɛyɛ ma yenuanom na wɔnom ɛkɔhyɛ nkwato enimu no. Na Wodemaya kwaka asɛm bi wɔ hɔ sɛ Isa say he Jamaica morons no say maroons no ono ye asantefo na nani of Maloon ya ono nyina nim so mo asante ya ono ye ono afa hye ya afa hye na kire se ye asantefo ene ya babeka be bia yakai ono ne ya hudo bebre ho ono ye ensaguo ono kasa ono gitum se ono ye asantefo. Na emiso wakwa ho no kasa ne yemu no okoka asemi se ya asantefo ene ye ton and I nodness ye asantefo na ye ton nodness no to pa Jamaica for nya asantefo na omo ye nodness a ye asantefo na ton wono asem obu woni guso enye yie Wodemaya se usuro nyame pa na usuro nyame pa na anasabi nimdie ena eni ho a eye soronko na obi a wo ye adwumatitiru saa wotimi tutu kwan ni nipatitiru ehia no bigiri ye se wo se wo pe nimdie eka wadwumadie no ho se ne be obi bu se wasem bi a wobetimi anya ho fapem ne anu ye di ama no se wantimi ya mpe nimdie e wadwuma wo ye ho a na se wadwuma wo ye no wankasa wo ye ne for ena fashion se wo ye de agidin wo nti adwuma na wo ye no ase tisi ye adwuma bi sa ye pe hu nimdie aha titi woni mu abakosem ya wo de betimi yetu anamo e wo adwuma wo di no na ukogina ho a wo ka kire Jamaica fo se asantefo na so hunu se Jamaica no ne flag ne kura no e asante flag ne kura no sa ya asantefo ene ye to ye nwiam no ofofo e de manko attorant se na that means se Jamaica ni be na adwo so asante ni on forget onya asante no ye no ofuni asem we researcher bia kura ni ho ababonte abeka bida professor bia ni ho ababonte abeka bida na so betena afidi kase we so etra sa tro we de to asantefo so na wo Wodemaya kodina ba bi se wunya konya beche otumfo tafia kwa obi a wo tan asantefo inside you wuchira asante ewo mu tibitimi twa tro de to asante so ewo wiasefo nyina anim wo pese wo beche otumfo tafia kwa empali asantefo se wo ubetimi aben otumfo se wo chia no wonfata na ye was sub-Saharan slave trader na wo ho ansakra na European Atlantic slave trade no eba na slave trade na ye kan wasem ye mu a lot of series of slave trader abawiase epen ye wo Arabs one and the di kan beje the Arab slave trade Arabs the no was more of the imposing of beliefs and religion and it ema any power na migrate from on various settlements etutu ya tratra baby ahudo bebre so ena one language in so has been influenced a whole lot of languages e we ase ahudo bebre ye the Arabs language friends say Arabic no it is we ye nananom say ya Arabs invasions no ena di one free Miss Pentomia asama hwan no ye na calendar lack no e di one free ho na di binum bet settle baby a na yefra honom Israel e di binum bet settle baby a Kamet e di bi ko settle baby e fe no Sudan no mo ni ade etu had Akan original e ye kwa Niger the kwa Congo Niger origin is very vast the Akan origin is very vast na the migration ni nyina sha ase no e Arab invasion. Now, Allah's invasion, it was more of impulsive and then killing. That is the reason why various empires as every settle in the various empires. The various empires, say a Sundai empire, say a Ghana empire, say a Mari empire, say a Sudanese empire, say Ethiopia, Kemet, all these places, no, and anonymous, and a image, and the various empire, no, and ye debu nim sa tie tie bibi mamuno ye nyina ye wo similarities ye wo niam bi wo no mo a e ma hunu se e danso e bi emiane e bi ye hofade ye ho gusuo e bi ye se ne ye facial structure tie e bi ye se de ye body languages ane ne ma tetsa esitie eti wanu nyina da di me hunu se ye before no ye nipa bakofo na imo migrations ahodo no ene invasions ahodo no ena asesa yen kasa ena asesa ye didie asesa ye dressing ene ye niema ebebre yo ye free Arabs invasion no emfamra Arabs invasion ne free ho no because of say ye nkrofobia we are the first people ye ka dey for the kingdom no ye na establish kingdoms. Even in the Bible you will see. So the first king they actually had in Israel was Saul. Saul was a black man. None of them was a white man. Like it has been designed to showcase to you. Saul was a black man. And it is so nobody can be your hene. It's a hene for before me buy. So, yeah, ne ya comfort, yeah, from a comfort, a comfort. You know, woman, you do one car, a hene initiative, and a hene maybe before. And it ya monarch ni mono. Every monarch deal with slave. Monarchy bia will deal with slaves. It's various monarch no and quarter humanity. Sub-Sahara within the Sub-Sahara before the European invasion, there was Sub-Sahara slave trading. Now, Kosovo before now Asante, based on the kingdom emerges and the kingdom invasions. Eti ahinie nemuno. Not there were slaveness going on because no invasions were. Imagine people emerge and invade other kingdoms. Eti uba say. So must say they invade the Amorite, the Levite, the Paravite, they invade all of them. Oh, we invade this uncle for and that is our expanded if it. And it's about say, you share Sudan Empire, you hear Kemet Empire, obsolete in every Arab invasion. Obsolete in every Arab invasion. The Arabs came there as traders, but later on they invaded the kingdom, remarried a lot of people, and they resettled in their various parts of, and there may be a Morocco, Egypt, Tunisia, Algeria, and I'm trying to say a whole lot of places. So, especially the northern part of Africa, because we have the northern part of Africa named Mediterranean Sea, you could see, say, the running people, they have only two routes. Only two routes. And I saw about finding 10 and I saw about the southern part. Now, what other affairs seas, now what they are called. And the invasion was severe. It may be echo Sudan. They invaded Sudan, but they couldn't resist the Sudan and the Ethiopia Empire because they were more stronger and the more sophisticated. And so Sudan Empire no, they have more pyramids. Asine baby from Egypt Empire no, and I say Kush, Kush Ethiopia no, they have more and I say Sudan no, or more say pyramids. I say Egypt no, but in Crawford person on Bejatum say the people who once ruled the Kemet Empire no was black people because of the Arabs invasion but they were black. And you had the Sudanese Empire no. Omun pyramid will evidently tell you say and Crawford omu ye for. It is pyramid ye see Sudani e bia na sisi baby ani for committee. It is Crawford koya na build us pyramid and it's on ma Masudie Masudano. Not the Bialapse for no more invaded Sudano. One more had the original Sudanese people. Ya one more person memo Masudie. So, and you're claiming where the pyramids are. I'm a political opinion. No, ya Sudan, him Abessa Sudan. I'm a baby at the pyramids in the one. Ya the one of the Arabs people no one who invaded the original settlers. No, ya woman and building the pyramid. All to cover historical fact. And it all this has been a series of attacks upon we the black people. Afei, ye be journey Sunda Empire, and also so there is Arab invasion. After Ghana Empire, there is Arab invasion. You be joining Mali Empire, there was Arab invasion. So Arab invasion was more or less invasion, attacking severity of the original settlers. Yeah, the people we call it before now. From centrally now, if you go to the Bible in the book of Joshua, chapter 7, we will see will be a friend Akan. The Akan people was there. So now it would be surprising, say, Akan near good year or fair good year or the question. So where the Akan people settled, there was gold on the ground. Near good year ones and in the park. Because this is what we were punished of. Say as I said, good year the shas. So we just have various empire when you know best settle with other groups, about woman named Akan group. The Akan group came to the southern part at Dance. All the Akan group, one man invasion would want to make a Sudan, or make a Nkraho duo Niger, two bones affair, quite Congo Niger groups. One make a crowd also, or make a cake and crowd also. But any a bar from a bedon Sundai, Mali, a big call Wagadugu, a big so a bedoni Mali Empire. Yan Muninabe and day in the southern part of Adanse, ye be settle at Dance. And there is archaeological evidence. Yeah, American for be yeah, and what dancing in Manso. All prove is a dancing head all the settlers. Yeah, ma Akan for you now. Tia dancing here in a better night. Ya better dancing or dance kingdom. Oh, pia no ya can be a shad dance yase. So, eti ya dunkua and quarto, and Akan for you the church your mind. Binyasa, you cannot expand your kingdom. Adansigo ye benya denchara. Etuba hu se die tina osafo no osenti fo chechire omo ho ose danchira ehye won mo so abra na boa ponsem ofiri ho no ya ntim jakali baye no one nhye so ani niam na emfata so there was leveling ye tonkoa enkoa na ye de omo ye nwuma enkoa na ye de omo expande enkoa na ye de omo ye de echechire eye enchechede ahodo bebre. So basically I also every horse episode nifli ho and Asante for no imagine ye Asante for the be imagine they emerge against the dentra and almost settle a kingdom. Asante for no so they fight tio omukun and crofukuna wohono na onum afo on maka omo so no mo ade wonum crofo afra wo mo no ma imagine sa after Sabrano, there is empty lands, virgin lands. They met on all these lands. No more for Atlantic. So what you say? And it's 1 million crop for okro, omuko yo and tokwa. One mukako yan or more than crop for by. Omuko a cocoon, a whole lot of and tokwa who do be na or 74 omuko ye. All this one or more than crop for one more. Now crop for come, they sell them amongst the various divisional ya on machiche ya on mo the atchire kingdom no you see and even before the European slave trade there were after Saharan slave trade and of course within our own people na your kingdoms oh yeah Galeba agreement between the Gareba Mosi and Asante. You could understand Asante kingdom fight to defend the Gareba people from the French colonizers. And Japra Gareba bet see Asante Mano, Asante Kokun, Emma, the Wagadugians. So against the French colonizers, and there was an agreement say, see any French of one kokuma mo Mosi na yedi one musun kunimwa. Mode and kwa apem and the bebre afibia. And this is what was going on. It wasn't only one kingdom. Or Northern Kingdom now. It was the same thing. Northern Kingdom, Sanetia, the Gomba Kingdom, other emerged kingdom within the northern enclaves. It was the same thing. Kingdoms, Abakun against each kingdom. And it's what I bet me do, Yankosun Kunimuno, or found on Crawford, no, the Omoyan Kwa. You see, but there was a slight differences between the image of the Asante Kingdom. Asante Kingdom wano and Crawford mo one we met maybe to say a new four supposed to be a slaves for the Asante, but now they are royals. That was the slight difference between the Asante invading and having the slaves was a bit slight different. As I said, you shared the Akwamu and then the Achem War, which was once upon the Kuyapims people no. Once one microphone could do almost was for him. And one would change Yakoyani Ben of Foli Kuma Akonya. And I chima bwakwa foli penny ba Asante dia ne ntesa anza bra anza sekudi numfo no edema enkrofo a ye from Asante fo se etu no o se etu do no ba ye no ye o se etu ade on be kon na kon ani ade no he did not leave them as slaves what the biya ma wonum ena wo yi won man krofo si won so sa asafo hene o sa hene ana se wo hene etu be ko na adum no Edufo no moye num na noadefo no. They are royals. Omoya this year, ya konya na e want to aso. That was different between the Asante kingdom and other kingdom in Nigeria. And also there is a whole lot of the Dentra people who came to join the Asante army. All of them was given a special places. A bit Bantama. You see, Bantama Amankwatia was given a special place as a war leader. So Asante people, their kind of extending and expanding their kingdom was more of a very unique method. And on a prior. If you also share Bibi to say, a friend say, and Karia, they are all the subgroups in Libya. They were given a town, they were given a king to rule them. So, one crop for some bedimo so. Na konyana bedaho, na ya I want to atwaswo. Thank you very much. All of them were the Dentra enclaves who came as a military personnel to help the Asante kingdom. They were given a place and part of the Dentra people who came to help the Asante fight. And over here, Asante emerged and then power extension one. Now fair. It was so fair. Asante hate people that bully other people. Asante bankrofwa or bully other kingdoms. Asante ne ezema anko. Asante ne zema yemia for incarnation. Seb yabe from enzoma kotoko. Ni afro ye Asante kotoko. Anwa ye da gomba yabe from anwa kotoko. Ni afro ye Asante. So they were more of a very potential people that are expanding their territories and expanding their kingdom more or less friendly method, more or less military alliances, more or less my friend say dependent alliances as well. Same conform mudo mbeto omoso ebini anokotoko. So anokotoko more of dependent alliances. Say munye a telescope and conform we ba munche baby on mofa. Yasubu nya asemo a eba be kiremo. And Fiamu Fantifo so Monto to Juma area. Montomaya. So you see the alliance there that Asante kingdom made. So more like they were more of the influential within all the kingdom. Imagine yeah, within the before and now Africa. Maybe an friend Africa anymore. Ebia also so Obakun etiawa. Wanya wakwa. Even at this year correct me walemo. No monemo wuma. There is a lot of them in Pessimebudin. Yeah, they were once slaves, but now, omo this year, yeah, wale womo, nenu onomo awo war. After so almost standing one military zone, say, Obakuya onya hokata, or the military personnel go ho. What woman go onyai every year bia or personnel or the other come. That was the ideal of the Asante military. It's the Asante military, you know, one military camp would be to say, baby and the honum awaso. Na netia ne nkrofo the army commander of Asante army ni bi na onom so yeda akwana ana Sokole enclaves Sokole enclaves ni na no ye commander within them one netia within the Sokole enclave within the Asante armed forces na netia ene ne nkrofo ko ho no na mankredi ewo onom so on papa no onu fra adanse ebe kan won mo ho equally akwanafo ebia so a horse abia na Asante man eye wonum training, they military training grounds. So Say one musha sankro for from German for because now there were people obinim German obinim the no moye. German no they well organized. Honestly, it was well organized. It was especially military was more sophisticated. But there no German for ye. German for tongue or tongue and kwa. German for a tongue and kwa. German for invade and crofonsas. They never had a land. Omunia say what they do is German for in African interest. And I'm going to say one for us, a quatana, a big quatana, one pemu, a big costre, coachy for us, a quatana, baby and a frosuma, a biso a besateri, a one man cassa bia a baby, a bine, the pacronum, one man cassa cosate, quasi cromina, your own media, uncosate one man cassa place. So, and they did not never had a land to establish the German state. So, what they did is, on me invading, and prefer for on Mukurungo for. Enkrofo ye fra wo no mo gibinifo enkrofo ye fra wo no mo nafanafo ndamenafo no mo nyina ka ho ana enkrofo ye fra wo no mo about 5 different identify groups and omo invade wo no mo de wo mo establish ade ye fra wo no the German state but wo establish German state no ekura na ye mall of a fertile land was Sampa. Nane Jamra for assassin. To over the Sampane at the center of the German state. With the Sampane at the center of the German state, to the capital of the German state was Sampa. A honeymoon on the two Sikakosu. Is as no Mudiskeja. Yes, Omonia Brofun Diskeja. Nasabra no so. Ovia baby at Tachimai, and here you are not north for no, and Crofono, and the German for no. That is where they buy their slaves from. The German state hono. Yeah, the center of Sampa hono, almost the Hobbit too, and Quato Ejadibia, a slave center, baby a tonqua, baby a toe and qua. So you see, and it's one more tongue no and quite be a tongue free, north, near better one more Jama states. Now the group will swab a toe, and I say a toe be a toe one free Jama states, near the one who call other groups. It's a German state and a near tonqua, and this is what they do. One must say a lot of Gibini people, Korongo, Nafana, Omoton, Crofon baby, which is the German state. And that was the reason. If your friend say, Sika Hokwa, or Unquire, a Sakoka home man, and that's Bebo Suko invade Chrono. So, now broke of Bresso. Ya know you're here with German state. Actually, almost I yes, I'm very gaining the state. And no air, I didn't crack. Koja didn't crab lesso. And I know so, Nana Pokua na invade or Bokofi, and unless Bebos invade or ye Jamedinkra, because this is what they are doing, trading with human lives. Omotonkwa, Omoto one free Saraga, no Modo Mabaho, and I say Fluho and the Kosaraga. So that was the trade routes, Salaga and the German routes. That was what was going on. Tisobi Baba Kasan for the Chawa. Now, who Wodemaya, who knew the slave initiating within the Akan enclaves? Now, what can one do? And I be also so. Akan group name, they acquired a there was a time within the Akan and I say, within the Bibiman more. Who walk Rabonia? What me turn? Yes, what me turn? It's a little bit a dead year, no. Now, he found on Moto, or Moto one more Jamai. Obi to fa ne ba no okoto ne jama na odi ade bia ne bo e wo soro. It is the first point abrofono from 18th century abrofono started to deal with slaveness per year in the Portuguese be from 14 to 1600s. And sana one English for the no it was started in there because abrenya ka hu no money Asante man e kuntokwa. So Asante never and to go no ko dia ho na no moko on moko say omo mo man po no ho meto to draw e mediga. So Asante kingdom has been fighting with these colonizers. Now colonizers so abro mo defeat wo from 1874 1900 no almost established the English German e ho na no mo di nkwatodwa e wo. So they buy them and they send them to Saliga, or they buy it from Saliga and bring them to Jamai. And other people could come there. It was a big market to buy slaves from there. It will be ne banya. Otimi to ne bano. All that can within that can. Obi o ha ne ba kromfo ana obi o na busuam na bia ohu se omo no enkrofo kwatimi chi nkrofo wo kwa etimi chi because it becomes a very high demands. It becomes a very high demands. It was very going on within the Akan sovereignty. It is Asante never, they were not active or the let with slaveness. No. Because within that time, they weren't very close with the colonizers. They only start treating with the colonizers. Are there colonizers no more start treating human sacrifices? Human sacrifices. Afei, one more Asia so ahodo so mo be jama won. Sir, ya nkrofo we, ya no more treaty. Munya nkrofo we nyina mai. And that was what the white man always deal with the Asante enclaves. And then Asante man so do not be blindfolded. It is not Asante region. We have nothing in traditional method. No, traditionally, ni mono political mo na we kas Asante region. But traditionally, mono you need Asante region obebia, any eastern region obebia, any central region confonsa say. So bear in mind, with that idea, you see, ebi also so Yasha Asante kingdom now. Even the time they actually reconcile with the whites, the time they reconcile with the whites was even after 19th century. After returns of Nana Prempe, that is when they reconcile with the whites. Sabra no na white no, one no ye bibia about the chieftaincy and on na way because still from 1901 no, the one more Yasanto wala omo edifiti Asante for no. They be omo the Asante be protectorate. Omo na they protect all the sovereignty. Etinyama na ekoso na about the judicially about tax in there. It was the British who actually emerged. So about the washing Asante omo na keti ni nyina. All of them was Asante kingdom. Asante ni be na tebro for okoye washing Asante. It was them. They divided the Asante kingdom and they did bring nyina to washing Asante. So it was Asante kingdom. Omo na umbeye washing Asante and Asante. Actually, a day friend confederacy. It was never initiated by Nana Prempe. It was an agreed section. To a hidden quadra baby say, Abrafo the force will be said, or woman sama one. Then that time they were all under the colonization of the whites. But the land all dependably belongs to the Asante kingdom. You see, so Asante kingdom did not even have the chance to participate fully on the slavery because the active slave time, active slave time from the Portuguese, from 14 to 1600, there wasn't even Asante. So from the 1700 to 1800, 1700 was within all walls a Kunkwa na Asante kingdom. From 1800, a Kunkwa until 1874, when they were actually finally defeated. So they did not really, they actually fight to make agreements and alliances. That is all about Asante kingdom. But now, Oko social media, a whole lot of lies, fabricated story. Asante kingdom was medley created from 1694. Yeah, Onomoko, Suntreso. From 1699, Omoko Dencha. 1700 was formally established. So, 1700, so there wasn't even time to involve in European slave trading because Abrafona no moko. They are coming here. They are coming here. So that was the fight. And the young crowd be betrayed. The Asante kingdom no, akwa broni ho. So the treaty wasn't free. The treaty now no say no. One another said to no chia gold. Gold ma kwasi broni so omon ho man. The whole chia Asante kingdom. Say yemfa any for Akan kingdom no. So this is what was bringing the war. So from 1700 Akunkwa 1800 Akunkwa Actively, 1900 was also another war with the British. And also, almost defeated Asante for. So when was the time Asante Kingdom was involved in Atlantic slavery? It was never true. The people who were involved was there. And Crawford, once upon a time, you better from the Gold Coastians. And also the German state was actively participating in the slave trade. So the link was from German, was the Senegal to German to Senegal. That was the link. So that is the reason why Asante monarchies invaded from a Bokofi to German dinkra. Na nye sikadwan kwa. Oma nye sikadwan preno. But it was slave market. They were participating in the German state, which is the center of Sampa. One month to addition, so muton a ho, Kurungo for them name. Nafana for ne, Gibini for money at that day, Kron for these are the people they sold them. So they take them to Saraga, and I said they will bring them from Saraga to German state. Yeah, Sampa. I then I won't Wodemaya could now say Asante people. Aja, you are lying. More trial some sabotage Asante Kingdom. So even on your own live researchers, they lie against the Asante Kingdoms. It told you about 1400 Asante Kingdom. Now Mama Saba, I catches Asante Kingdom was established in 1600. Yet, participation of slavery cost 1400. Asante Kingdom be. What is going on? Your individual state that they were slave drivers. I don't want to mention their names. Their individual state, Asante Kingdom invaded them because of selling of Akan people to other people. And they are aware of this. So, and then before Nimua, and as I can for you, ya bakosam deeper, Kebeda Santa Maya say. But here it comes, we hate them for no reasons. Because they have been lied against, they have been fabricated against, they have been sabotaging against, and because of they don't talk, people keep lying against them. And you share all this series of evidence. It tells you, say, Asante Kingdom never directly involved when it comes to the monarchy or the empire expansion area. Yes, they bring slaves. And you also all the empire, monarchy, they all involved in slave markets. One way or other. But the European slave trade, Asante Kingdom was never involved. Asante Kingdom was never ever involved in European slave trade. That is why he was fighting with the European colonizers. And to Asante Kingdom, no, like I said before, the agreement on Garabaye, that is what all the kingdom does anyway. You bring me, okay, make a every year, what 1,000 people and a baby. Yeah, that was going on. I'm passing on with 1,000 people and neighbor every year until another civil war. And it's in Asante Mosi for because they merged with us. Nananum was part of the Mosi people. Tinane, what we were trying to say, and a Mosi for. No, we were giants. Osetutu was more of a giant type. Nisuni penny we are seeing there. But yes, so it was an agreement. Say any giant, Kagaraba me country, say any French for Uncle. Yene France for Uncle Magic Wagadugu for Kwasumo. We were giant people. But yes, so we intermarried with them because every year they have to bring thousands of men and women. And that was the agreement. That was the agreement between the Asante monarchy and the Wagadugu monarchy, which led by the Garba, a war leader. And you see, the best Ramon say, what will honor will be to say Wodemaya, she adhere. Because bed Juma way now bed can some like this. Who now say you want to get Asante? A puta, a person who lacks all understanding. As one in the African countries. And when Yamin and him sa was Asante for behind the screen, the Yamin and him. On Yamin and him, send a Lucifer Asante for behind the day. Which him saw Asante for behind by a screen, so. Because then Sanke Kebi, now some of Akan or Sulanami for, and the Oka Jamaica. Just say Akan was Asante for behind the screen. So learn, okay? Mama bill of episode about the whole of ordained slave invasions and various empires. Young man, I mean, baby, there were individual slaves as well. There were individual slaves, Akan people. Oh, yeah, they pick you and they will go and they will sell you. There was individual slaveness there. Obi a wonya papa no, they will hold your hands. Okoton. Yeah, mammy papa baby was also actively involved in the slave. Yeah, canned groups. And as I don't saw the best Asante for. So you do not know that the Akan and Asante, most